it kept going back to that John Carpenter, that screening that
What screening?
exactly.
I don't know about any screening. What are you talking
I
about?
don't what screening are you talking about? But because everyone said this ending. Oh, they didn't like the ending. They're going to reshoot the ending. And I was
Right.
like, I know how to use Google. I know how to use the internet. I can hunt down what the fuck happened in this ending.
Wait,
Jim, I found out.
you spoiled the ending for yourself?
Well, the ending that's getting reshot, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Okay, yeah, not the true ending, just the ending that was going to be.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you what this Halloween ending was? Oh, this seems like such a setup. Like I'm gonna drop the stupidest joke. In the
Yeah,
world
it
as
does.
the
So go
punchline.
ahead. Please tell me all about it.
But it's not. Well, Nick Cage shows up. No,
Yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna shoot him 7 times this time.
just shoot him again.
Just shoot him 7 times, okay? Feels like his head's gonna explode, but he's fine.
And then Mark Wahlberg shows up, and he also has a
How
gun.
many times did you shoot him, huh? Did you shoot him 6 times? Did you think maybe try 7th shot, huh? Maybe just one more shot would have done it. Maybe it's just 7 shots instead of 6, okay? God, jeez.
I can't count that high. What do you want me to do?
6 shots is not even going to stop like a barn animal. It's not going to get a transformer down. I'm going to tell you right now.
So the original ending.
You got like a plasma sword? Optimus Prime gave me like a plasma sword. I could hit him with the plasma sword. It's like how many times did the cops shoot him, huh? So in the original ending.
It seems Laurie's granddaughter is going to end up shooting him in the head with some sort of bow and arrow. Laurie Strode. Okay, why did they change it? People didn't like it. Laurie Strode ends up getting gut stabbed pretty good.
But do we see her die on screen, or is it just sort of up in the air?
It doesn't seem that way. They go outside and like they're gonna go to the hospital yeah, I think they might actually even end up at a hospital. But it basically ends with they do the cut back to where Michael's body should be, but it ain't there. Oh, it ain't there. He got him again. So
This doctor of all people.
yeah, and when I was doing my digging, it just seemed people didn't care for like it's Halloween 1. It's 1978.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
the open ending, and people I don't know. People just didn't like it. They wanted a little more closure to it instead of this kind of seeming like we're setting up a sequel. Obviously, what's his name? Danny McBride's comments. He just wants to do all of the movies again.
I don't like that he gets shot in the head with a bow and arrow and then his body's just gone. That's a little too far for where this movie seems to want to go.
The best is this person, their wording, because
It seems a little too hit him with the axe.
no, this is bad because it's hitting the head with some sort of bow and arrow contraption. Like it's got like she opened up an Acme box and was just like, "Hey, it's the new bow and arrow 2.0."
Bow and arrow contraption.
It's either a bow and arrow.
Yeah, it's a
Is it a crossbow? Do you not know what a crossbow is? And you're
contraption.
struggling?
It's a contraption, Dale.
It's got to be a crossbow, by the way, because I swear to God, if she goes all fucking Laura Croft on Michael Myers, yeah, nobody wants to see that.
Hits him in
Maybe
the head
that's
with
what
a
they didn't like. Maybe they were like, "Oh no, we liked that he wasn't there. We just didn't like the fact that he took a fucking arrow to the knee and then his eye. Like that's fucking stupid."
It
That's
comes
not how
out the
Michael
back of
Myers-
his head and he disappears.
So I get it. So I get the backlash for that potential ending. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think it's going to be hard for them if this makes money to not want to cash in. So I get the open-endedness, but it sort of seems like by making this movie they want to close the open end of the original. Otherwise, why would you do it? Original leaves you this open end, you close it up. Yeah, we got him. Right after that, he gets out again. And then what? Like he's gone. We saw that. Do something cooler.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they're doing their take on Halloween one essentially, and I keep saying it no matter how stupid it sounds, but I want to see him do a Thorn version. Like you could end this movie with him getting shot with a bow and arrow contraption
Shot with a thorn.
and just shot with a thorn. Like you could end this movie pretty firm, like yeah, he's dead. And then at the beginning of the next movie, you did that whole fucking it was the ambulance driver. You do whatever you got to do to get your sequel going,
Here's what
and
you
then
do.
tell a different story.
I got you. You want the thorn back. You know that if they do like any little thorn in the background thing, it's going to go over with the nut jobs like us. Like people are going to pop off hard for it. Here's what you do. He gets shot, not in the head, but like enough. He's down, and the coroners come. This coroner just pronounces him dead, like, yeah, it's all over. And then as he's putting the body on the stretcher on the coroner's wrist, we just see a little thorn, and he puts him in the ambulance, the little coroner ambulance, and he drives away. Yeah.
I like that.
Slip it in there.
I like that. I also like how you say coroner, because you just say coroner,
Coroner, yeah.
and I like.
Well,
like
how would I say? Coroner.
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 Coroner. You just one syllable it.
Coroner.
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 But that would be fun. I would be surprised if there wasn't an Easter egg or two, because there are even some Thorn visuals in 4 or 5 or whatever it is that were pretty subtle, and those movies were not subtle. Like in the background, I think it was like the Myers house, and like the windows like broken, and like the frame of the boards, and it kind of makes it barely. It doesn't look so clean or anything. It's just like, yeah, if I wanted that to be a Thorn symbol, I guess I could see that as a Thorn symbol. But it's subtle enough. We'll see. And so if they have this ending, open ended, didn't like it, so I guess they're going to do the opposite. Are they just gonna really just straight up kill, or make it look like it at least? And just like
kill her or kill him?
Like the heels out there, the face has got to go over, and they're gonna stand there like at the end of fucking all the Scream movies.
Laurie must pose.
We thwarted the villain, and a nice little song begins. I don't know if I want that.
I don't want that either. But
I'm also surprised
once you okay. I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just did. Do you remember how stupid some of the shit sounded when you read the synopsis of the trailer, and then we saw the trailer? So maybe the ending as written isn't that bad. It sounds bad when it's written, but
well, apparently it wasn't good. Then I think that was.
Yeah, but what do test audiences know? They don't like the Thorn.
They don't know shit. They don't fucking know. They ain't down with the Thorn. They're not getting that tattoo.
Maybe he was thrown from the bus.
So we'll see what they choose to do with that. It's so fucking far away. It's just so far.
October, not that far.
So I went and saw Money in the Bank, but before I get into that, how are you? I see you're performing left and right. You're doing more than like one open mic now.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 open mics now. I'm doing 100% more open mics than I was before. And so that's a cool thing. I don't know.
Well, it's just like he's having fun then if he's trying to find a second spot.
Oh yeah, I'm having a good time, and I got a little project in the works. I'm rehearsing for it tomorrow. Little duo.
It's tomorrow, or you're
the rehearsal's tomorrow. It's early stages of us, putting songs together, but it's sort of a take off of these places and the open mics, and we're just gonna do like a duo format so we can do more stuff, get more things done, get
your shit in. It's a Survivor Series. It's WrestleMania. Get everybody on the card.
Yeah, it's been going well. I've been learning songs pretty quickly, and I don't like to repeat songs at this, too close together at the same open mic. So this other open mic gives me a chance to play maybe stuff I'm like, I want to work on this part Like I got to figure something out for that. I can play that stuff at the other open mic. You know, and it's the different people watching me do it, so I get to work on it more than one place. Because it's a lot of the same people at these open mics, like performers. The performers are most of the people that are watching, so I don't want to hit them with the same 3 songs every week. So I just learn them. I just learn some new songs, go over them every week, and then I can do them at the other open mic after that.
Cool.
So it's Wednesday, Thursday, and then Tuesday I got a rehearsal. Getting busy. It's getting busy here.
Yeah, but like the thing with that though, because that's how comedy would be too. It's just like this fucking joke. You get tired of doing the joke, and you have that like, oh god, I did this joke here before, But sometimes they like that joke. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they like that song. They do that fucking Prince song. Mm-hmm. Do that thing. I like that. I like that thing, and you're doing a different thing.
If somebody requested a song I've already done, I would totally do it. But nobody even says shit to you when you're up there. They're just like
says shit.
They're
they
just
talk
talking
in front of your cell phone when you're trying to record fucking animals.
I had to put so if you're talking about the last recording I put up, I had to put that on a chair because I had it on the table and people were sitting at the table and they just kept shaking the table and my phone was like teetering on the brink of disaster, so I just slid a chair out and put it on a chair. And then I was like, I hope nobody sits down on my phone while I'm up there playing. But I've been feeling it's been going really well. I've been getting used to it, and I hadn't played out in a long time, so you're just not sure how it's going to go and how people are going to react and everything. But the responses are like better and better every week, and I'm feeling more comfortable doing it to where I messed up a song in the middle of it and I was like, oh man, I fucked that up. I'm just going to start that song over. But I wasn't like, oh god, I gotta tell him that it train wrecked and stuff. I was like, it happens. Like, what's cool is I'll listen to some Sarah Bareilles. You like when I bring her up? Mm-hmm. Or I mean, it happens with other artists, but her off the top of my head, I can think of probably 5 different times I've watched her play a song on YouTube or something, and she'll mess up in the middle of it, and just like, oh, god damn it. And
jeez.
And she's an American treasure. So if she's okay with it, it's not that you're okay with it, but you just got to be comfortable with the fact that might happen. And then you're calmer. Because then you're like, if it happens, it happens. It's not a big deal. Then you can sort of get into the performance more. I've been having
you probably like it when it does happen. You're like, ooh, I had a Sarah moment.
We connected because we fucked up a song.
We're one and the same.
Yeah, no, that's never crossed my mind.
She co-hosted the Tonys.
She did. That opening song was off the chain, too.
Yeah, a good opener, and they had a good one in the middle. Her and the other guy.
Josh Groban.
I was going to say, what's the other guy? What's the Nirvana guy's name? Gergen? What's his name?
What?
What's the Nirvana guy's good that's still around?
Gergen?
Everyone likes him.
Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl.
From the Foo Fighters?
Dave Grohl.
You were like, what's his name? Gergen? Sounds like a D&D creature. The Gergen. You're writing a song in the studio, and from behind the drum set is the Gergen.
Yeah, they said, Josh Groban. And I was
Josh Gergen.
I was just thinking of Dave Grohl for some reason. But they had a good number in the middle, whereas they were playing it how the performers have to do shows 8 times a week and they don't see their families. Mm-hmm. It was very, very funny. But it was ruined because of Sarah Bareilles, and it just made me think of Jim, and I was just like, God, he's probably just jerking off watching this. And I'm just like, I just want to watch the Tonys.
I didn't watch it at all.
No, I didn't think you did. You gotta watch the Gergen. So yeah, you're gonna be doing it again tomorrow, Thursdays, Fridays. We'll do plugs at the end, but I'm just curious.
I'll be doing both of them this week, and I'm sort of under the gun here because one of the songs I wanted to do for Thursday, I'm rehearsing tomorrow with this other dude, so that's fine. But the other 2 songs, I'm learning 5 songs this week instead of 3. One of them I can do both places. And the other ones are like 2 I'm doing at the open mic, and then the other 2 I'm doing at this rehearsal, and then one of them I can do both. So I don't know, it's going to be tricky, but I'm not worried about it.
Working hard for these open mics.
Yeah, it's good work. It's sort of like I feel uncomfortable and I'm looking for reasons to not do it. And I just push through that to the point where now I'm compelled to do it. Where if I don't go, I would feel terrible. It worked with working out. I started working out again, and I got to the point where I can't not work out on a scheduled workout day. Like, I just can't do it. It drives me crazy. So I'm like turning my mental blocks around into like a positive thing where I know like, oh, you're going to feel
circles.
You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to be playing new songs you haven't played there before, but you know what that feels like because you've been doing it. This will be the 5th week or whatever. So not worried about it.
And now Gary's, he needs you to be there tomorrow. So you got that responsibility.
Yeah. And I've never played with this guy. I know him, but I've never played with him. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
What's his name? The Gurgan?
The Gurgan? No, his name is Eric. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Because is he going to be super prepared, normally prepared, or unprepared? Or what levels, what in-betweens there?
Well, if your history that you've shared with me on what musicians can be like, I would bet on underprepared, probably, huh?
I mean, I'll say he's been in a lot of working bands as I have. Like, we've played shows together, so I know. I'm hoping he's like one of the people I've played with before, and he's just like knows. He's gone over the 3 songs we're gonna do, and it'll go smoothly. And he's not just like, I didn't get a chance to do it. Those people there are a lot of them, but they're not usually people that play gigs for money that you've ever played a show with because they don't play shows. Because you have to learn songs to do that. And I've played several shows with this guy. So he's been playing for a long time. So I'm not worried about that. But it's sort of like we got to see how we work together, that type of thing. So I also don't want to be too prepared. You never want to be so prepared where it's like, oh, well, this doesn't even work, this thing that we're trying to do. Like, know the song, know the parts, but don't over-practice it because you don't even really know the way you're going to do it yet, Like, don't commit to, like, doing it this certain way because you might have to change the way you do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me.
Good.
I look forward.
When do you start playing then? Now that it makes sense.
Well, I'm gonna get the fucking cojones, man. I'm just gonna get my
cojones.
I'm gonna get my fucking shoebox and just start. Pop, pop, pop.
The one open mic had a full band there, electric band.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say full band of cajon players.
No,
I was like, oh
yeah. He brought a djembe. A djembe is like the big sit-down drum. It's like a big sit-down.
Oh man.
Drum. It's like a cajon, except it's really a drum.
Is that why they opened that garage door to wheel that fucking drum in? Because it's not gonna fit through the regular door?
No, it wasn't at Hailstorms. At the other joint.
Don't ruin my joke, Jim. You just trample.
Sorry.
He's fucking Gorgon.
I got to shoot on it. Gorgon.
So yeah, yesterday I went to Money in the Bank.
And if you watched the videos that he posted on Instagram, his face, he looked like a little kid. He was like, here's the hard cam, the seats.
Ooh, wrestling. I just love it. It's been such a long time.
Well, you were telling me you thought it was going to be a house show, right? When you initially found out there's an event.
Initially. Yeah, because he's just like, wrestling show, extra ticket on this Sunday. And I was like, it's Father's Day. So I was thinking more of like how the fuck I'm going to juggle that. Then after the fact, I'm just like, WWE show on a Sunday? Didn't really know they'd wait, isn't there a pay-per-view? And I check, and sure enough, Money in the Bank 2018. I was like, oh, I mean, a house show would have been cool. Raw would have been cool, but to see, a pay-per-view, I was like, and it's Money in the Bank, so it's going to be gimmicked up, and those pay-per-views tend to be pretty good, so I was very excited. And it's been since like 1992 or whatever since I've been to the Allstate Arena, and I had that terrible time where I'm a little boy and I got this fucking obstructed view because of this beam in the way, and I'm just like, I hate everything about terrible experience. But apparently they've remodeled long ago, because I didn't see any of those types of beams that would have gotten in anyone's way, and I was kind of salty about that, because I was like, oh, now you fixed it.
Just wait until I came back.
But yeah, Allstate Arena, it's a lot smaller than I expected and remember. When's the last time you've been to that venue? Because I'm used to the United Center.
A couple of years ago, we saw like a Disney on Ice or something there. No. Yeah, it was Disney on Ice, because the Marvel stunt show thing was at United Center. So this was like a Frozen on Ice or something. I don't remember. Something to that effect. And every time I go there, it's smaller than I remember it being.
Yeah, because they only have the 2 levels too. Like, they don't even have a 300 level. Mm-mm. I was like, damn.
But they have. I mean, they could seat like 20,000 in there.
Yeah, it's sizable. It was weird.
A classic WWE building. That is their Chicago home.
It's the perfect size, and it made me think. I wish it wasn't the perfect size. I wish they had so much heat behind them that they would have to go to the United Center and these big places instead of these average sized venues. Maybe we'll get a new wrestling heyday here in a bit.
Maybe.
But these were box seats for Money in the Bank. This 100 level box seats, and I was very excited.
You were
about that. Because my buddy had to bring his nephews, and they had an extra ticket. He's just like, please come to this event with me.
Or it's just me and small children.
This is gonna be a nightmare. And I definitely saw his point. These kids are so fucking spoiled. I mean, obviously, when you have access to box seats like this, there's probably some money involved. Mm-hmm. And I remember, we're chilling in the box, and it's about 20 minutes before the pre-show fires up, and we see a referee walk out, of the entrance ramp. We're like, oh, referee! Everything's making us pop. The ref! And behind the ref were about 10 or so like fans, civilians, tourists, like taking pictures and stuff. And it's just like, oh, they obviously, paid extra for whatever experience, VIP.
The VIP treatment.
They're to do it, and the kids got all salty. They're like, oh, I want to do that. How do we do that? And I was just like, your parents aren't that rich. And the little boy says, yeah, they are. And I was like,
holy shit. He said, get out my face. Yes, they are. They just bought you.
Yeah, he's like, for you, this is the happiest day of your life. For me, this is a Sunday.
Oh my God!
All right,
yeah,
all right, little boy.
I was so like, I wouldn't have been able to handle it if I was 10, if I was 4. Those are like the 2 ages I got to see. No, I was 9 that I got to see WWF back then at the United Center or at the Rosemont. To have the seats you had, like I would have exploded. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. I would have shit my pants. To see a pay-per-view, I would have like lost it.
Boy, it's funny you say that.
How you shit your pants?
I'll get. Well, here's real quick, because like these boxes are owned by companies and stuff like that. So we had this box for this company. I won't say the name. Just I don't know why, but I won't. But we weren't the only people in there.
They're not paying.
That damn right. So it was us, and then like these other 2 guys. They're like a father-son combination. It was cute. And then another like little boy,
like the Wyndhams,
mother-father thing. And there was this little boy. And we're on the second match. They're like, son of a gun. And I was like, oh, the little boy spilled.
Are we still on dark matches or no?
They only had the one dark match, but no, we're on the main card, but very early in the show. And I'm doing a lot of standing because there's no one behind me, so I'm just doing a lot of standing. And I was like, yeah, I see like the liquid over there, and I'm so focused on the wrestling and the environment that it takes me a while to see like an employee come in, and she's got that fucking grade school sawdust shit, and she's, and I was like, oh, that wasn't a spill at all. That little boy vomited. And then they
had to throw a hot dog. Then they left.
I don't know.
No. Your sick ass is watching the rest of this pay-per-view.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I was just like, they left. That's crazy.
I wouldn't have, if I vomited at a wrestling show at how old is this kid? 8, 9, 10, something like that?
Probably 8, maybe 7.
I would be like, no, we can't leave. We gotta stay here. There's no way you'd drag me out of there.
Yeah, he was. He was well behaved. Because I was like, hey, you two assholes, look at this kid. He's doing great. He's not annoying me. And then fucking Fuller had too much Pepsi, and he just he just fucking sprayed it down. But luckily it didn't smell or anything, and they cleaned it up. Too sweet. And then we had less people in the box, and I was like, good.
Stretch out a little bit.
I don't know how like boxes work, so when we got there, because we got there early, and it was just us, and I just assumed that's how it worked, and I was just like, oh yeah, other people probably are gonna come in here too.
That happened when we got the Bulls tickets like that. We're like, oh cool, and then there's just like random people I've never met just keep coming in. I'm like, they'll leave eventually and it'll get cooler, and it does. Once people leave, it gets even cooler. You are right.
So I wanted to go through the card, because I haven't been to a WWE show in a long time, and I probably won't go again. So I wanted to break down this Money in the Bank 2018, what I thought of it, and having such a good time. The pre-show, there's just one pre-show match, and it was the Bludgeon Brothers, which, what a name, against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And I like WWE puts on a good show. Like the music, the theme music is so loud. It's very rock concert. You have to be excited and hyped, and there's really no nodding off or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because I was even getting hyped for Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson's entrance, and like I'm not a huge fan of those guys. But it was a good pre-show match. I knew it was going to be some heavy hitting stuff. Those matches tend not to be that long, which like for big guys it shouldn't. Just get in, hit each other really hard, and somebody's gonna win.
So what are you thinking from like music to it's over? Like music to music, what are we talking, like 7 minutes?
Yeah, probably around 7 minutes. And then the main show started, and once the pre-show started, I was like, I'm gonna eat these edibles in front of these children. They don't know it's just candy, and I'm just gonna melt.
It's just chocolates. Can I have some? No.
This is my medicine. It's my special candy.
These are grown-up chocolates.
So I timed that so right. I timed it. I did such a good job. Then the main card starts, and it's fucking Daniel Bryan, and like that's your first real, big impact. Like, yeah, this is a WWE event. Here's Daniel Bryan, and the music and all the yes, I'm doing the yes, I'm doing all the things that you should be doing at a WWE show. Unfortunately, he had to wrestle Big Cass.
I was gonna say, would he wrestle like Sin Cara or something?
And it was good. Like the storyline for fans like us would be, can he get a good match out of this guy? Can he make chicken salad? Let's find out. And he did. It was a pretty good match. Big Cass is just he's real bad. Like there was a drop toe hold spot, and he just sold the drop toe hold wrong. Like he fell on Daniel Bryan or something. Like he did it wrong.
He fell backwards.
I was just like, it's the simplest move. You just go forward like a tree. But the match was still good. Daniel Bryan did all his spots that he does.
You got to put some of that on Daniel Bryan, right? Like he should know not to do a complicated spot like a drop toe hold.
Don't do it,
imbecile.
Yeah. But I'm looking at the wiki now. It felt like a nice 10-minute match. Apparently it was fucking 16 minutes.
Ooh.
It didn't feel that way. It was good. I remember the crowd was into it. Everyone's into it. It's Daniel Bryan. It's pay-per-view. Everyone's excited. All the kids are like, "Ah!" So that was a good one. And this was probably maybe the second of my 12 bathroom breaks, because the next match was Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. I remember they were like, Sami Zayn, and I was like, good, going to the bathroom. I don't give a shit about what they're doing with Sami Zayn right now. I definitely don't care about Bobby Lashley, and I don't care about their 6-minute and 35-second match. So I'll just use this to talk about the food at the Allstate Arena and the prices of beer. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
That's how they get you.
It's I feel it was worse at Allstate than any other big venue that I've been to. I just kept looking at the menu like, maybe I'm looking at it wrong.
You're like, oh, there's 2. Oh no, that's how much it is.
Maybe if I squint, and I'm trying to do like some are 16 ounces, some are 20, 24 ounces, and I'm like, maybe
you're trying to do division. You're like, what's the most what's the most bang for my buck here?
What's the life hack on this? It's gotta be something.
I knew that's where you were going with it. Well, 24 ounce, $16 for 24 ounces.
Meanwhile, that edible's like, and I'm just like, oh.
And then you're trying to like, whoa, what percentage alcohol is it too? I gotta factor that in. That's
why I think I got a Lime-A-Rita at one point, because I think that's stronger than you think. So I was like, that's 24 ounces, and I think that'll make me feel pretty good. And it just tastes, sugary and sweet. So, I mean, fuck off. People are going to make fun of you. Fucking drinking Lime-A-Rita? Yeah, it's delicious. So that was Bobby Lashley. The next match was Seth Rollins and Elias. And this was awesome, because the Bobby Lashley match ends, and they put some stuff on the board, maybe backstage interview. So everyone's looking up there, and you don't see it initially, but Elias, he's the guitar guy. Mm-hmm. And he's walking to the ring, trying to be all low key, because he's got the stool and boom, boom, boom. Because they're going to cut back to him. He's already going to be in the ring, getting ready to do his fucking thing. So it was really cool seeing that set up. It's also super cool if you ever go to a Raw or a pay-per-view. You probably don't get too much of it on a house show. But after the match, 1, 2, 3, ding, 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 start watching the ref, because that shit is so interesting, because they're counting down the refs. Like, they're telling, like, hold the belt up, camera over there. They're counting them down, like, do shit. Like, it's like these guys are fucking directing traffic like nobody's business. It's super cool to watch that. So Elias is in the ring, and he strums a little ditty, makes fun of Chicago, and it's always fun because he gets huge pop. Everyone loves him. And then he does, the obligatory, local, Chicago sucks comment or whatever. And everyone, you motherfucker, how dare! It's great just watching people like play along with that. Like, oh, this is the part where we have to boo him. So we did. And then Seth Rollins comes out, and that's another really banging entrance live. And that was just another goddamn good match, good action, good chance. Nobody got bored. And that was 17 minutes for the Intercontinental Championship, and it was nice.
How's that belt looking these days? White.
It's white. It's looking nice. Seth retained, although he just lost it tonight on Raw. Just lost it. He lost it to.
Is he gonna find it? Oh.
He lost it to Dolph Ziggler.
Was that good?
No, it's not.
I thought people like him.
No.
They did for a while, right?
Yeah. And then they didn't. And then they put him with Drew McIntyre, because I don't know, Drew McIntyre pissed somebody off.
We know how to fix you. You're working with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, it's just a kiss of fucking death. I don't know why they would do that. And because people were doing some work with the IC title, they would always, try to put it over. It's like that was, one of their objectives was to put the belt over. Miz did it a lot. Rollins is doing it a lot, and now Dolph Ziggler is gonna just negate all of that. So, Seth Rollins, Elias, very good 17-minute match. The next match was Money in the Bank ladder match, the women's edition.
Oh.
and I was nervous. I'm always nervous with Money in the Bank matches, especially the women's matches, because it's so timing based.
Mm-hmm.
And one little mistake and things can really cause some damage. But there were no big botches that ruined anything. There were a couple mishaps with like the ladder, because the ladder's like, I'm not getting paid, fuck off. So like they wanted the ladder open for a spot, and the ladder was just like, nope. But there were some good spots. I thought, because as they're introducing the wrestlers, I'm like, okay, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Ember Moon. I was like, these are wrestlers, they're athletic. And then it's like, here's Lana, and I'm like, okay. It's like that. Here's Naomi. I'm like, well, she's athletic. And then you know what's
Lana wrestles now?
She wrestles, and she's not terrible. It's just, I don't know how long she's going to be around. She's like, I think she just likes the lifestyle, which is fine. I could see her being like an Instagram model in a year or two and just make your money off of that. But fucking Natalya Neidhart, it's so cheap when that music hits.
Yeah.
Like, here's what happens. Like, the music hits and everyone goes, oh, fuck off, boo, it's you.
What did they think was going to happen? Bret Hart's going to come out?
It's just the music. It's an appreciation for the music and like a quick hit of nostalgia. And then that realization, it's like she got one over on you.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it was just me.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's like pink and black lights and all that shit. And it's like, yeah, you're related to them.
So, I mean, it was just funny watching people just go, I'm so excited to, like, you fucking, how dare you. But good Money in the Bank ladder match there. Alexa Bliss, she's the small little blonde girl. She ended up getting the briefcase, and it was a lot of fun. The next match was Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. This was the protest. This was the protest match. There you got your CM Punk chants. So I think there was just the one. There was end this match. These guys suck. Literally anything and everything. Just like fucking
have fun at Chicago.
Row 30, like chant anything.
Right.
Fuck these guys. There are the beach balls, which was fucking silly, because I was like, because a lot of people, when they hear like, oh, beach balls and like doing the wave, how dare you? Mm-hmm. It's like, no, this is a match that shouldn't have existed, and like this is a fine form of protest, because they didn't do this during the ladies' matches. They didn't do this in the pre-show. Everybody was very well behaved, and this was an appropriate time to shit all over and send a message that will not get through to anybody who matters. But the fucking beach balls, I could see them off on the side, and I'm like, oh yeah, you just gotta hit it, on an angle. But they kept hitting it forward, like towards like the ring area, so it would go into like the lower pit where like a bunch of like security and employees are. So they would just be like, I've stabbed your beach ball. That happened like 3 times, because people couldn't just figure out, like, no, hit it like sideways so it goes in a big circle. You're hitting it for Chicago. Come on.
So these were fan beach balls?
Yes, fan beach balls. Because
I was at a Metallica concert, and they blew up Metallica beach balls and kicked them out to everybody, like off the stage. And then they came, they come flying back at the stage. That's something that you have to be careful of when you're doing a show. It'd be cool if we threw these out. Like, they're going to come back. So make sure it's not something that hurts.
That makes sense.
But so, like, these weren't WWE, like, let's throw some beach balls out there and make it interesting.
No, these were fans, like, somebody had them in their pocket waiting for their moment. Like, oh, we're bored with this.
They weren't waiting they knew when their moment was.
Yeah, they knew.
They looked at the card and they're like, "Yep."
I think they even wrote Roman Reigns on the beach ball. They knew. And yeah, there's a wave. I took part of the wave.
How many spears did he do?
All about it. How many what?
Spears did he do? 8?
I don't know. Nobody was
4
watching
Superman punches.
Here's the thing. This match was gonna suck, because both of these guys aren't good. I don't care who people will say Roman Reigns is actually a good worker. He's not. Shut the fuck up. He's not. He's got 3 moves. He does them all poorly. He's really bad. Jinder Mahal's not much better. And you're doing this match that shouldn't exist. You're doing this match in Chicago. How long would you how long would you make this match? You know, say you're the agent and you're like, oh fuck, Vince wants to do this match here.
And we're in Chicago. I would
We're in
say
Chicago.
like
Fuck.
10 minutes tops.
Guys, I'm gonna give you 10 minutes tops. This match went 16 minutes. That's a long extra
That's
6
too
minutes to that 10. This was one of the longer matches of the card,
Not in
and
Chicago.
it shouldn't. Not in Chicago. There's no title on the line. This isn't really much of a grudge match. It's like you abuse this man every week. None of this matters. This is a Raw match. This isn't even a Raw main event match. This sucks. So the crowd let him have it.
Good.
And it's funny because I think Charles Robinson, after he's the referee, little Nate.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, Chicago's a great city, but you know it's very rude how they disrespect Roman Reigns and Jinder, how they're out there just trying to put on a good show, blah blah blah.
No.
It's like shut your mouth.
It's wrestling.
Yeah.
It's wrestling. What you're supposed to do is be like, God damn, this is terrible. We can't do that again. But they don't. They're just like, we're just gonna keep being mean to the fan. I don't know what else you would call it. Like trolling the fans.
Yeah, it's a very vindictive relationship.
Like
It's crazy.
when I was a little kid, it wasn't like everyone's booing Hogan and they're like, no, we're just gonna keep trotting him out there. He was like a goddamn superhero. So they're like, just keep putting him out there. But now they're just like, no, it's not nice what you're doing to Roman Reigns. He works really hard. Like,
He always comes to work.
yeah. He shows up a lot. It's like that 13-year-old girl that everyone's posting about on my page. She's saying, she sounds just like Janis Joplin. I'm like, no, she doesn't.
Oh, that. Yeah.
She's not even that good. She's okay. But she's on a talent show called America's Got Talent. Not like, hey, she's only 13. Give her a shot. Like,
It's called 13-year-old karaoke.
I don't want to hear about it. It's disrespectful what you're doing to Roman Reigns is a big boy, and nobody likes you. And when you come to Chicago and somebody doesn't like you, I mean, Chicago's been like this historically since I've been a kid. Like, I remember going to Nitros and like, oh yeah, see how this shit goes in Chicago. So you can't be like, look, the fans, I thought maybe they'd be a little more respectful of this guy that nobody likes.
Yeah, it was just, I don't remember who won. Roman Reigns won. Roman Reigns won. But God, it's the only sore spot on the card after this was a good match between Asuka and the SmackDown Women's Champ Carmella. And this is a title match. Roman went 16. This match barely hits 11. Granted, 11's probably all it needed to hit. It was very good. Got a sneeze brewing here. But it was good. It was nice to see Asuka in person. That was one of the things I was excited about for the whole show. I was like, oh, I get to see AJ. I get to see Daniel Bryan. I get to see Bobby Lashley. Fuck
Roman
yeah.
Reigns.
Ooh. Yeah, Nia Jax. I was so excited. So yeah,
She's
Carmella.
a big lady.
She is a big lady. The next match, this 32-minute long match again with AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. The edibles were like, and I was just like, this is great. The little puking kid is gone. I could just sit here and relax. These other two little kids are starting to lose their energy because they've been fucking going full force since like 3 p.m. and it's like 9.
They're
like,
winding down.
Yeah, I was like, this is great. And it was AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Their matches in WWE, because they've had a handful here in the last 4 or 5 months, they haven't really been that great. This was probably the best of them.
Think they're
at
hitting
least in
their
my
stride?
opinion. Yeah, I mean, it was a last man standing match, and they got their time. They got 30 minutes to do their thing, and they did some cool spots, some of that good AJ springboard stuff and strong style Shinsuke stuff. Because these two guys are just gonna like, yeah, just hit me. You know, don't treat me like I'm Dolph Ziggler. It's fine. And it was just a good match. I'm curious if it's just one of those things because I was there, so I love it. Or if it was actually maybe it's a piece of shit match. I don't know. I don't think it was. I think people enjoyed it. Next match, only a couple left. Ronda Rousey against my sweet dear Nia
You
Jax.
got to see Ronda Rousey in person.
I got to see Nia Jax.
Ronda must pose.
And it was another 11-minute match, but it's good. Ronda's good, man. Ronda's good. And
How was the reaction when she came out?
oh, it was great. It was
Huge?
positive. Oh yeah.
Good.
She was getting.
Get a lot of CM Punk chants during Ronda or no?
No, I don't think a single one. I think the only Punk chant was during the Roman thing.
Yeah.
But like throughout the show, they would have like backstage interviews and stuff. So we'd see it on the big board, and they did it with Ronda. It was like cut to Ronda. So we see it. Everyone, it was a big pop for it. Everyone was pretty excited about it, and the match itself was good. She's a good seller,
Yeah.
And somebody said, I think Brian Alvarez or one of those guys, was saying maybe it's because of her UFC background and she knows what it's like to get your ass beat, and so how to sell appropriately. Either way, she's good, and it's fun watching her suplex people and do all the judo throws because she's so fucking strong. It's like you can't forget she's an Olympian. It's like she's the top tier athlete.
Yes.
She's not fucking Lana over here doing a pirouette. Look at my stripper moves. She's a fucking athlete.
Shots. Taking shots at Lana.
I love Lana, but it's like, this is where you are. This is where she is.
Yeah. And that's quick. I mean, for her to get as good as she's gotten, I think,
Yeah.
It's promising for the future, isn't it?
Definitely.
If she's good at selling now, that seems like something that ages well. Like that seems like something like, yeah, maybe you get older and you physically break down, but like your selling will get better with age, I would imagine, because it's something you can work on.
Yeah, and it's something she'll probably tone down because she sells not over the top like Dolph Ziggler, but she sells intensely like Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle would do. And it's just like, that was good, but you almost broke your own neck doing that. That's maybe a little too much. So I'm sure that'll get toned down. And earlier on Raw, I kind of go at Ronda because her promos are terrible and she can't talk with words. Apparently she's getting a lot better, and I think the trick is, at least with tonight, she wasn't just like, oh shucks, thanks Kurt, you're one of my hero. She wasn't doing that. She's just like, I'm gonna beat that pink-haired bitch's ass if she comes in this ring again and talks to me the way she just went full. And I was like, oh,
because she used to cut promos like that for real fights. She used to say shit like that, leading up to a real fight to like get herself pumped up. So when I'm like, oh yeah, she's gonna be cutting promos, it's gonna be good. And then she's like, it's just great to be here. I can't believe it. I'm like, no, we gotta wait. Let's let that wear off and get some real heated Ronda promos.
Yeah, so I think they figured it out. It's like she just needs to be an intense ass kick lady, not like fan of the year.
Right?
What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. So Ronda and Nia doing a good thing. 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Then Alexa Bliss, who got the Money in the Bank, so she can cash in whenever she wants. She shows up with a briefcase and she hits Ronda. So disqualification, belt. Nothing's changing hands here or anything because Nia's the champ. And she beats down Ronda with this briefcase, and it looks like shit too. This little girl's hitting her with the briefcase like you hit like those cookie sheets in Backyard Days, and you're like, it's like none of this hurts.
Come on, lay it in.
Yeah. So it's kind of weak, but she beats Ronda down. Then she goes and she beats down Nia. She does her top rope finisher, and she 1, 2, 3 pins Nia, my lady, my dear sweetest, and she's the new champ, Alexa Bliss, with a cash in on the same night. It's very exciting. And in the last match, Money in the Bank, boy edition, with the boys. This is only 20 minutes. So just a few minutes longer than the ladies edition. This had a lot of car crash, fucking ladders, tables, violence. Go up the ladder, fall through the table on the outside.
Announce
Kevin
booth
Owens
breaking.
Yeah, Kevin Owens went through one. It was pretty good. 20 minutes. It was probably the perfect time for that match to be. Weird though, the winner, because you've got, Bobby Roode, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, which, oh man, big pops whenever he was even close. Rusev, Samoa Joe, and The Miz.
Samoa Joe.
Like, I could see the briefcase helping a lot of those guys. Kofi, just having the briefcase with the New Day in general would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, just like always being a looming threat, would have been awesome. Rusev would have been funny with it.
Is he a heel now, or is he a face now? What's going on?
Who? Rusev?
Yeah.
It looks like they're kind of, because he's been getting face reactions, but they just book you like a heel. They're kind of starting to maybe book him like a face a little bit, just ignoring the whole heel thing, which is fine. That's probably what you should have done. Just like, oh, he's a face. But the winner, it went to a guy I don't think needs it, and it went to Braun Strowman, the big bearded.
He's a large guy.
I just don't think he needs it. It reminds me of in NXT. There's a Velveteen Dream. He seems to lose a lot of his matches, at least the takeover ones. But he doesn't need those wins. He's still the most charismatic, athletic, over guy on every show ever. He doesn't really need the wins. And Braun Strowman didn't need this. Doesn't need that briefcase. What's he gonna do with a briefcase?
Yeah, it's like a nice way to boost somebody up. So
yeah,
seems like a waste there.
Yeah, I definitely think it's like how do you maximize? Because this brought Braun Strowman from like an 8 to a 10, but you could bring Kofi from like a 4 to a 10.
God, he's been wrestling forever too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, everybody wants him to get one honest run, because he's still got it. Which is insane. But Braun Strowman, he's Money in the Bank. I don't know how the booking with that's gonna go, but overall. It was a nice show with nice seats, and I'm
glad you enjoyed it.
It was a good time. Money in the Bank, and I'm going to go again to a WWE event in 2029. That's my prediction on when I'll ever do this again.
When Triple H has a match against Roman Reigns for the belt. He's got to come out of retirement, get this kid over.
Fucking. We're gonna talk. CM Punk did an MMA thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he did.
I just want to delete this
Brushing
from my
his
notes.
hair out of the way. Oh, hit me again.
Yeah, let me. He didn't look good physically. I've only seen.
He doesn't even look in shape.
No, he looked worse than the first fight, as if he maybe had trouble like cutting weight or this and that. Like he looked more sickly than the first time. I thought.
He looked real. He did not look like he was going to be explosive. He looked pretty drained, and he didn't look that bad for his first fight. But he looked like ill. He didn't just look like he didn't look like he shouldn't be in there fighting. Just that. He looked worse. He looked like he was physically sick.
Yeah.
And he fought Mike Jackson, who was 0-1. Punk was 0-1. They both lost to Mickey Gall. Mike Jackson beat the shit out of him for 3 rounds and got kicked out. I mean, kicked out is he didn't have some sort of long-term deal or anything, but Dana's like, he's not going to fight here again. He's like, he needs to go back to being a reporter, journalist, whatever it is he does. Because he could have put CM Punk away, and he just chose not to. He just chose to let that fight go to a decision, and that really made a lot of people really angry. Because CM Punk's out there trying his hardest, and say what you will about him not being good, he's trying to win. And this guy could have stopped him. This match had no business going. This fight had no business going 3 rounds. And this guy's just toying with him. But this guy's not that good. And it just... People don't like when you do that in a fight.
Yeah, it's just a shithead move. But if you're Dana, why don't you just throw him in there against a big dog now? Like, oh, you're such a mean fella.
I think he doesn't even want to give him the time of day.
Just fucking put him in there with like the hit squad or something. But yeah, that's what it sounded like, and from the things I've seen and read, where it's just like he could have won, and like this guy Jackson called it. He's like, I'm gonna make sure it goes to all three. Like he said it weeks in advance on his podcast or something. I like to think he bet. I'd like to think he put
all
$500 of his money on going to a decision,
and then he did it, and it was just. It's bad on several levels. Like the betting thing just doesn't feel nice. It sort of seems kind of slimy to know you could beat the shit out of that guy, and you're just toying with him because you bet on yourself. I'm not saying that it's unethical or anything, but
I would do it. Like,
it's not a strong showing
situation,
for you. Like just knock him out. You know.
Well, here's the thing though. What if he does that? I don't think Dana White gives a shit. Like he's probably even more pissed. He's like, God damn, the CM Punk guy just keeps fucking me over. But like with this, he had the villains like, oh, he could have stopped it, and oh, how unprofessional, and oh, this guy and Punk's, respect Punk. But I think if this was just like a one, for a first round knockout or tap, whatever, I think this guy's fucked either way. So he said, I can maybe because you don't want to bet first round. Yeah, you don't. I like to think if you're an MMA guy, putting all your money on that first round, it's like, okay, crazy shit has happened, but he was very confident in the 3-round decision thing, and that was probably the smart money for him to do that. And I don't know if he bet or anything like that. I just hope he did.
It's just CM Punk's out there trying as hard as he can to win, and you like to think both people in every fight are trying as hard as they can to win. And he's just not going to fight there again. And I
think it's good in a way because it highlights like get your celebrity ass the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying it has nothing to do with CM Punk. What I'm saying is, in any other fight, both guys are trying as hard as they can to win. And in this fight,
any real fight,
this guy, the whole thing makes. If he just starches him, at least he tried as hard as he could to end the fight as fast as he could. And this way, it's just like, come on. Just get it over with. Quit playing with your food. I was hoping he's going to get caught or something, just to be like, see, it's a fight. But it that didn't happen. That didn't happen. He looked so gassed after like half of the first round. Oh God, he looked that's
surprising.
He looked so tired. There were some great fights on that card, though. There really were. It's a shame for Yoel Romero because he came in at 0.2 of a pound overweight, so he won, but he couldn't win the title. It was for the interim title. If the guy who fought won, he would have won the title. But because Yoel was 0.2 pounds over, he.
Just throw up like that kid at the Allstate Arena.
He was doing that. He weighed in at like 186. They're like, you got an hour to get to 185. And he's like, hold on. And then they stopped him. They're like, come on. The doctors stopped him. He's like, I'm almost there. So he didn't get it. But
damn,
it was a good card, except for the CM Punk fight. But he's got to be done now. He's got to be done in the UFC. There's nothing more to see here. This part-timer who was 0-1, who you said, well, why not throw him to the Lions, if he thinks he's so badass. But at 170, anybody you give him, you're taking away a fight for them against somebody better to get them to move up the rankings.
Maybe somebody needs a little tune-up, come back from injury, and they want to test out the old knee bone.
Bring someone out of retirement just to...
There you go. Get Ken Shamrock out there.
Get him down to 170? Okay.
Fuck somebody up.
We'll have a catchweight fight. Let's do like 195.
Before we do plugs, I just want to ask you a question. Why are they calling it Halloween? Why are they calling it Halloween?
The movie?
Shouldn't it be Halloween 2?
Good question. I think it should be called Halloween Reloaded, because he shot him 6 times, and we are going to have more bullets.
Oh, yeah. More bullets from Michael.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's plug it up. Jim, where you at?
Facebook.com/JamesJRSongs. You can go there, and my Instagram is JamesJRMusic. Don't bother with Twitter. I don't mess with that shit anymore. Don't even mess with YouTube. Who cares? You got to get to 1,000 subscribers now to get ad money, so fuck that.
Damn.
Yeah, they were just like, fuck everybody else.
They're like, we're hemorrhaging money.
So just go to Facebook/JamesJRSongs or Instagram/JamesJRMusic. Follow me on there. I'll be playing some shows this week. If you want to follow me and check it out, and I'll live stream at least one of them. If you want to watch that, those live videos have been going pretty well. So I'll keep doing those.
I like to tease. At least one of them. Which one? I don't know. You better tune in for both. Must see television. I don't have anything. I won't be at the Allstate. It's my birthday this week. That'll be good.
All week?
All week.
What are you, 22-year-old broad?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's my birthday week.
You gotta celebrate you. You gotta treat yourself. It's funny because like this whole week I'm gonna go off keto. I'm gonna eat like shit and then get right back on it. I've hated it. I've hated getting off of it.
Stop getting off of it.
I'm having ice cream. I love ice cream, but I'm hating every second.
Stop getting off of it.
It's too late. I bought all the things. I'm gonna think I'm gonna fucking throw this food away.
I did that when we went to Florida. I was on a diet, low carb. We went to Florida. I'm like, when we go on vacation, I'm off the rails. And the first couple of days, I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel good, but I said I would go off the rails. And then I never got back on the rails. After like a week and a half, I just blew it out.
I'm already looking forward to like being back on the rails. I'm like, how fast can I just get rid of this food?
You're looking forward to it now, but wait, like give it like 4 more days, and you'll be like, I'm never going back.
Well, now I'm nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where I am with that next week because I'll hopefully be back on it. So we'll do a little check-in then. This was episode 24. Thanks for listening and watching. I'm Bobby Lashley.
I'm The Wave.